Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Thursday, November 26, 2015. Happy Thanksgiving. Here in the Lynn life, it's me, Ra. Black Wolf is in the Lynn-Body-Mind, other teammates in other aspects of the physical dimension, all of us in the physical dimension and in the subatomic from the perspective of the spirit world viewers. There's an awful lot going on. We're not going to pull on the session in any way. We're going to go with the background intention, which is to do what is ours to do right now in all dimensions, to manifest the divine plan. The data clearly showing what's needed is to provide a collective restart. Wiser minds above, acknowledging the reality that nothing happens without a deadline. The deadline has been set as January 17th, 2017 for that collective restart. And knowing that one big deadline doesn't get accomplished without smaller deadlines leading up to it, the next deadline upon us is in less than 3 days.
That's
at the
true.
Start of the Advent season, midnight, November 28th, 2015. With that, it begins. My attention is being brought to that higher soul aspect of Luce.
That's true.
Who is making presentations way up high, way above the plexiglass barrier.
That's true.
And he's got that portal that he has somehow managed to create that allows these presences to see down into the subatomic. It's kind of like a magnifying glass combined with a portal.
That's true.
And we still look really small, but we're visible. They can see us.
That's true.
Hi. And Luce is explaining what it's like there. He has been rescued from beneath the plexiglass. The
true.
wiser minds above said, when the plexiglass was closing, they said, we can only get one of you out.
That's true.
And we said, take Luce, because he's good and stuck and not contributing here.
That's
and
true.
he's very important and very capable, so pull him out. And the rest of us will continue on down here below the plexiglass because nothing else has any integrity.
That's true.
And now Luce is making presentations and he has managed to find a way to hold this portal open so they can see us.
That's true.
Hi.
Hi.
And the reactions to his presentations are disbelief, primarily
That's
disbelief.
true. That can't be true.
That can't be true. And then they say things that can't be true because, and then they say something that they have held on to all their life.
That's true.
But it's, the thing they're holding on to is untrue.
That's true.
Because this is what's happening here. This is what's happening. We're not hiding things. We're not distorting things.
No.
We're showing you what's actually going on. You have a magnifying glass into our experience of
That's
sentience.
true.
That's what's going on. And for example, overnight we had another fine display of nature realms on nature realms violence, where
That's
some
true.
nature realms presences blasted a big hole in the back of the Search for Truth pillar, right where Pan was,
That's true.
and shone the light in and called him out, and Pan had a convenient lack of curiosity about why somebody would blast a hole into the wall of the Search for Truth pillar.
That's true.
And rather than saying, hold on, anyone with good intent would come in the front door. The front door is open to all who have good intent.
That's true.
He just walked out through the hole with clutching his lie that the nature realms can do no wrong.
That's true.
So we have another example of nature realms on nature realms violence, which is of course what invasive species are, is nature realms on nature realms violence.
That's true.
True, they have been transplanted, but an exotic is different than an invasive. An invasive is an exotic that has chosen to invade its surroundings.
That's true.
Nature realms on nature realms violence. Let's pump out these lies and soften ourselves so that the aspects of ourselves who wish to clutch to lies will also be pumped out. And then we'll screen so that the aspects of ourselves who don't wish to soften
Screened out.
are screened out. And this is another way to clear resistance inside of ourselves and in our surroundings. And anyone who thinks that they're too good to follow the rules, we just squeeze those aspects of ourselves out in this toothpaste tube maneuver. It seems to me that whatever room Luce is in right now is a room where a lot would be possible if the people chose to do the right thing.
That's true.
And Luce knows this. He's gotten into a room to make the presentation where the presentation could make a lot of difference. And these
That's
people
true.
seem to be arguing that they can't possibly do whatever it is that Luce is asking them to do because, and then they're using things that make no sense as
And
their
don't even
reason,
feel
that
relevant.
they're irrelevancies.
That's
Those
true.
are irrelevant statements. Live streaming up past them. What now?
What now?
What now? How high must we reach to find presences of true integrity?
I can feel Luce is starting to get frustrated.
He's tired of these people.
And he, at first, was tweaking the presentations every time. How can I make this better? Okay, that didn't go well. I'll move these things around, and I'll say this a different way, and I'll present this information more clearly.
But these are really good presentations
That's
now.
true.
He's saying it very clearly. And his audio-visual aids are really strong, and he's magnified it so that it's very clear they can see in.
That's true.
And they're still holding on to lies. Luce, they're clutching to lies. They're clutching to lies.
That's a no.
That's a no. Onward. How high must we reach to find a presence of true integrity? And now the question to you, Luce, becomes, are you going to use this as excuse or motivation? That's always the question to all of us.
That's
not
true.
getting hung up on what we can't do. We can't get anyone to change his or her mind. Who doesn't want to change his or her mind?
That's true.
That's impossible. But we can move past them.
That's true.
And keep going. What can we do? We can keep going.
That's true.
Will you choose to keep going, or will you choose to quit? Will you use it as motivation or excuse? Because the assignment is still the assignment. And last night, you made a good point. You said, basically, if that one other sentient presence did all this disgusting stuff to you, and you're still, you haven't barred them irretrievably, why are you still barring me irretrievably? And we said first, 2 points. Take that up with wiser minds above. That wasn't our choice. That
That's
was
true.
the instruction.
That's
And
true.
if you can get them to change it, then that's fine. But second, you have to live by the rules that we all have to live by. None of us is above the rules. I'm not, you're not.
That's
and
true.
so if you want to continue to be a part of the Search for Truth team, and if wiser minds above agree with you, then you still must live by the rules. And the rules include using things, all events of life, as motivation to do what we're supposed to do, to follow the
true.
instructions, to do the work as assigned by wiser minds above to specifications in every moment, rather than using experiences of life as excuses to not do the work.
That's true.
So this is a really big experience of life that you're having right now, and the question to you becomes, what do you choose to do? Excuse or motivation? And consider that possibly this experience is coming to you so that you have practice in using events as motivation.
Oh, now something is starting to open up. Now it's like he's actually listening.
Yes. When we make a decision to change, what happens is that we have now moved into the working zone of that lesson, and we are presented in rapid fire fashion with many opportunities to practice what we just claimed. So if you have just claimed using events as motivation, you're going to be given, oh goodness, many opportunities to practice this. Does that make sense?
Oh, that makes sense.
Could that fit with what's going on?
Yes, it could. He feels more open about this.
Yes, and I feel him packing up his materials and heading up to make another presentation.
That's true.
He's just saying, oh, got it, packing up and heading up.
Much better attitude.
And Luce. When we said take it up with wiser minds above, we all have that same question. How high must I reach to find a presence worth listening to? It's nice to see Luce doing something. I'm not attached to it lasting.
No.
The beautiful thing about Luce is his wonderful ability. And the painful thing about Luce is that it usually doesn't last very long. His bursts of activity
That's true.
are usually short. But if he has actually changed his way of being, this is how we'll discover it.
That's true.